Yes, I'll be starting with one program that is based on inheritance, which is a question which is common and which comes in every year. Inheritance, one question will come in ISC. And for that, I'll explain first what is inheritance. So, first of all, what is inheritance? So, this inheritance word, what do you mean by the word inheritance? Inheritance is an important pillar of OOP, that is object oriented programming. So, one of the features of OOP principle is, or one of the feature of OOP is inheritance. It is a mechanism in Java by which one class is allowed to inherit the features or fields and methods of another class. So that means if there is a parent class, you will find you can inherit to other class the features of the parent to the child. Now the superclass is a parent class. The class whose features are inherited is known as a superclass or a base class or a parent class. So a superclass can be called by a base class or a parent class. Now coming to the subclass, subclass or the class that inherits the base class. Yes, or the parent class is known as the subclass. The base class, the class that inherits the base class or the parent class is known as the subclass. Means a derived class. It is derived from the base class or the parent class. So it is also called the extended class. Yes, the subclass is also called the extended class. It inherits from the base class. Yes, so the features of are common from the particular parent class. Now I come to the word reusability. Inheritance supports the concept of reusability. That is, when we want to create a new class and there is already a class that includes some of the code that we want, we can derive our new class from the existing class so that we can inherit. So this feature of inheritance is helps in reusability, yes, of the member functions or the particular you find the particular data members. So you need not do it once more if similar method is being done in the parent class. Now let us, so now you understand what is the need for inheritance. So I tell it that the base class simply defines a common functionality to be used by the other classes. Once a base class is compiled and a mechanic and the machine class, once the class is compiled, a machine class is generated. What is it? We don't need to compile it again at the time of accessing it into the derived class. So once it is done, once um, you define uh, the particular class, that is a base class, and it is been compiled, so you need not do once more. The machine code of the base class used by a derived class can also be used by another derived class for common operation. Yes, if the operations are same, if the operations are common, you can use it. So this is the need of inheritance. So how to use inheritance in Java? You find that class are linked to inherit properties from each other with the help of the keyword extends. So what is the syntax? Class, derived class, extends, and the base class is over here. So properties from the base class, it's coming to the subclass. Then you can put down the methods and fields of the subclass. Default visibility. The derived class declared without any specifier, it is public by default. Now there are many types of inheritances there. Single inheritance. In single inheritance, subclasses inherit the features of one superclass. Yes. There is multiple level inheritance. In multiple level inheritance, a derived class will be inheriting a base class, and as well as a derived class also acts as a base class for the other classes. or on a class. Hierarchical inheritance in yes, what happens? One class serves as a superclass for more than one subclass. Multiple inheritance is done through interface, not by inheritance. In multiple inheritances, one class can have more than one superclass and innate features from all parent class. So it cannot be done in the case of only inheritance, it will be done through interface. Hybrid inheritance through interface, it is a mix of two or more of the above types of inheritance. Now we come to a program of ISC, that is 2014. A superclass stock has been defined to store the details of the stock of a retail store. So there is a retail store. So first superclass is stock, and define a subclass purchase to store the details of the items purchased with a new rate. Update the stock. Some of the members of the class are given below. Data members, instance variables, item to store the name of the item, QTY quantity to store the quantity of an item in stock, rate to store the unit price of an item, AMT means amount to store the net value of the item in stock. The member functions are there. The stock parameterized constructor, to assign the values of the data members, void display to display the stock details. And now we come the subclass, that is the purchase, the data members of the instance variables, PSP quantity to store the purchase quantity, P rate to store the rate, that is the unit price of the purchase item. What are the member functions? Purchase parameterized constructor to assign the values to the data members of both classes, void update to update the stock by adding the previous quantity by the purchase quantity and replace the rate of the item if there is a difference in the purchase rate, if there is a difference. Also update the current stock value, that is quantity, into the unit price. Void display to display the stock details before and after the updating. Specify the class stock, giving details of the constructor. Void display using the concept of inheritance. Specify the class purchase, giving details of the constructor. Void update and void display. The main function and algorithm need not be written. So let us start with the base class, how it can be defined. You have seen the base class name is the superclass stock. This is the superclass name. So use a superclass name. Yes, we have done so. Base class and string item, declaration of the global variables. Then the double, we make the quantity, rate and amount as given over here. Quantity, rate and amount. Item is there, item to store, item is there, and what else is there? Quantity is there, item quantity, rate is there, and amount you have to find out. You have to store the amount. Yes, so this is also done. So how we do that? We come here, the item is there, declaration of the global variable, quantity, rate, amount is double, and you are getting the particular through the parameterized constructor. Item A will come in, this is the item name, then the quantity, then the rate. Yes. So all have been there, and now the amount, quantity into rate is also made calculation there. And now we come to the next part, that is the calculation part is done. The display part, we just display the method, the item, the quantity and the rate. And since you can find out the amount over here, you can display the amount also. AMT is displayed. Now extend clause, the derived class, the purchase is inheriting. So purchase is inheriting from the stock, the superclass. So extends clause is there, and we are declaring the global variable P quantity p rate. Okay, if rate changes, then we can do that. So from here, the parameterized constructor class, where we are inheriting from the superclass, yes, superclass, and we are inheriting from the superclass. So from the base class, using the super, this will bring. So, and this totally we find from here d, we are taking the d, the quantity, how much quantity, yes, in the particular purchase class, and we will update the operation. When we will update, we'll update over here quantity, so it's being updated. If p rate not equal to rate, so if differs, then the rate will be coming over here. If p rate not equal to rate, so the rate will take the p rate value and it will calculate the amount of the rate, or else it will take the original rate and displaying over here. So this is the display part, where with the help of the superclass, the display, void display, this is showing the details before getting updated, and then update, after the update, the thing comes in and displays. So this is the output. Suppose name of the item is pencil, quantity is given, rate is given, net value is found out. So this is the output of the base class simply. And then if you go for the particular output of the derived class, we get this is there. So if there is a change, the change in the quantity is there, no change in the rate is there, so it is multiplied, so the result is here. This is all you get from here. I hope this is clear and you understand. So thank you once again. So look at the output. Yes, output once again. This is the output of the base class, and this is the output of the derived class. Okay, thank you.